Hey, it's Nikki.
And it's Brie.
And we're
Late to the Party.
A podcast about the film, fashion, and pop culture moments that shaped us into the weirdos that we are. And today, we're working it out on the remix.
Yeah.
But how are you, Brie?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You look super cute.
Thanks. You do too.
Thank you.
Love this vibe.
I feel like I'm always wearing this sweatshirt, but I'll spice it up one day.
I decided to wear black today in honor of Charlie XCX.
Yes.
In honor of Brat Girl Summer. You know, I feel like it's either black or green.
Where's your slime green?
I don't know. I need to find my slut shirt.
You need your Shrek slut shirt.
Yeah.
That's really Brat Summer.
Right?
It's the 20th anniversary of Shrek 2.
I don't think I own enough lime green in general, which is sad.
But that's your favorite color.
I know.
It's been your favorite color since kindergarten.
Yeah.
You've changed.
I have a pair of corduroys, but that's not going to help me.
Gotta bust it out. That's not gonna help
summer.
you.
I can't wear corduroys in the summer.
You can wear anything. But speaking of Brat Girl Summer, how are you enjoying yours so far?
So far, so good, but I feel like I haven't turned it up enough. I feel like when we go karaokeing, maybe for my birthday, that'll be full Brat Girl.
Yes, we are fully gonna karaoke for your birthday, my little Leo. So what is your go-to karaoke song?
On the Floor by No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Your girl. The J-Lo effect. You just throw some glitter in the air during your performance and say the J-Lo effect.
I give a speech. Yeah, I give the whole J-Lo effect speech.
Yes. Can you do that off the cuff?
Yes. Life is an art, and we are all artists, and that is the J-Lo effect.
Bravo, bravo.
Throws glitter.
So you're gonna do some Jenny from the Block?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, I really want to sing Chapel Roan.
Ooh, what Chapel Roan song?
Good luck, babe.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or honestly, Pink Pony Club might be fun, but I don't know if I could hit those notes as much. That was kind of hard to sing. That
would get me so turned. I'd just be flailing about. Yeah. Your biggest fan.
How about you?
I'd love to do a hot to go.
Hot to go? Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Get the crowd going. Do the
Followed
YMCA.
By YMCA.
Yeah.
Just young man. I just want to be have you been into Jack Schlossberg's
his TikToks? I've seen some, yeah.
Yeah, that's my other man. Him and Josh O'Connor. Really? Yeah.
He's kind of cute.
He's so good looking.
I know.
And he's now Vogue's political correspondent.
Ooh. Why is he not running, by the way?
He's too young.
Oh, yeah.
He's only 31.
Gotcha.
35.
But full of wisdom.
Full of charisma, uniqueness, charisma, and talent.
He is.
But yeah, I would fully do Hot to Go in the style of Jack Schlossberg's now iconic TikTok where he sings Ticket to Ride by the Beatles.
Ah.
You know, the one where he's got a ticket to ride.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God.
But you know what I have seen?
What?
I have seen him sing How to Save a Life.
Oh my God. Yes.
And I thought of you because of the spray fever,
Yes.
the illness, spray fever. Don't know if anyone else has succumbed to that, but
Jack Schlossberg.
He was in the hospital for who knows what reason. I don't know if that was just if he had some issue and was visiting and he's let me make a TikTok, or if he just busts into a hospital just to make the TikTok.
Can we talk about his TikToks for one, but for two, that specific TikTok, because he does this thing where he'll sing along to a hit, he's done Pawn to Replay by Rihanna, but he does How to Save a Life, and that video is remember the golden days of Vine?
Yes.
You get only mere seconds to make comedic gold, and that's this TikTok. Because you're right, he's in a hospital, but the whole video, whatever he does with his face, it's Jack Schlossberg is like Lisa Kudrow in The Comeback level funny.
Yeah. No, it gave me life. I love it. And I love his impersonations. I love when he does that character in New York and he says the whole accent, and it's very convincing actually.
I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love him on the board quoting Lord Byron.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's such a a silly goose.
He is. No, I love to see it. And also with him being like a political correspondent or whatever, or being like a Kennedy.
He's JFK's only grandson.
Oh, wow. The only. Yeah.
He's Caroline Kennedy's son.
So wild.
Looks just like JFK Jr.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's cool that he's so loosey-goosey.
He's such he's Brat girl. He's very Brat.
Yeah.
Because he's very authentic and just like doing his thing. He knows he's hot.
He's letting it all hang out.
Mm-hmm.
He's going braless.
He's fully just embracing his inner Brat.
Yeah.
But no, I've been obsessed. He's also, I've seen so many people comment that he's like Little Edie.
Yeah.
Like he's channeling his relative Little Edie from Grey Gardens.
Oh my God, I forgot that they're actually connected.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought I saw that and I was just like, oh, that's a funny connection they're making. But like, and I kind of got it because he like this kind of stuff he says, like the revelations. Like I saw him like go on like a rant about pigs. He like has these, he like philosophizes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so does Little Edie.
Yes.
But it's like about random things, you know?
And they're like kindred spirits.
Yeah.
Is Little Edie dead?
I don't know. Something says maybe, like in my heart, I'm like, oh no. But I don't know much about like Little Edie, to be honest. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole, even though I know I should.
I feel like you would really love Grey Gardens.
I know. Probably. And it's a movie too. It's a documentary and a movie.
Yes. I've only seen the documentary and the Documentary Now parody.
Oh yeah, I've seen the parody.
Which is great as well.
It is hilarious, but I know it's based on real people. So
yeah. I feel like the movie has to be good though. It's Jessica Lange and Drew Barrymore.
Right? I mean, two greats.
Star-studded.
Mm-hmm. We should watch it sometime
we should.
for the pod. I don't know why. I've been so afraid because I thought it'd be depressing, but maybe it's the other one that's really depressing. Like White Oleander. Is that the one that'll really get me good? Because you were telling me once.
Oh wait, is it the garden parallel? You're like White Oleander.
They're both in gardens.
Very different gardens.
Yeah.
No, White Oleander is very different from Grey Gardens.
Oh, okay. I guess I was thinking mother-daughter relationships, right?
Yeah. Very, very.
Okay. We'll just scratch that.
But I can understand. Maybe a movie marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do a garden theme.
The garden theme.
Do Midsummer, Grey Gardens, White Oleander. Really get you into a state.
Yeah. That sounds like Garden State.
Garden State as well.
Just because the garden is
a palate cleanser.
Yeah. I feel like that might be needed.
Yeah.
In that mix. Yeah. Anyways.
Speaking of trying to get you into things.
Uh-huh.
I have started, after many, many years, I have started rewatching Girls.
Hey, me too.
You too?
Yeah.
I was late to the party on Girls. I was a little too young at the time to really get the hype of Girls.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really grasp it fully because I wasn't 24. Now that I've been 24,
you've lived it.
I can relate to the girls in Girls, and I know what it's like, and I find the show great and funny.
It's so much funnier, right?
I get it.
First time.
I finally get it because I started watching right before the finale in 2017, and I binge watched all of Girls, and I was like, I like it, but it's hard for me to exactly relate. And now in 2024, I'm like, oh, this is genius. This is funny. This is even more relevant now, or just as relevant.
I think so, yeah.
Like Hannah Horvath might have been the voice of our generation.
She might be, yeah.
Or a generation.
Or a generation, yeah.
But so had you seen Girls before?
Well, I had watched it with you I guess it had to be 2017.
That 2017 watch of Girls?
Yeah, right? Yeah. I think that was the only time I really watched it, but we watched it all the way through. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed it. I remember I remember thinking Shoshana was hilarious, and I still do. Now I think Ray is hilarious.
Ray's my favorite character.
Yeah.
I love Ray.
He's like so unfiltered. But just the show and like, there's so many moments that are a lot funnier now. I feel like I thought the show was more of a drama at the time, or like imagining what things would be like, you know, when you get older.
Yeah.
Older. I know. Still,
Oh my
but you know,
God.
when you're still like, I don't know,
Yeah.
they were in a different space.
Yeah.
And they're also in Manhattan. You know, they're like living their dreams,
Yeah. sort
of, or they're trying to, or some of them are. I don't know.
I mean, in that way, I can really relate to Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, this time around, it's so much more fun, like funny, light.
It's a lot lighter. Yeah.
I really thought when I first watched Girls that it was a lot more serious, and Girls isn't that serious. It's pretty unserious.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep. Watching.
Me too. I'm halfway done with season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which girl are you?
I don't know. I think I'm probably Shoshana, but like I think I have some some Hannah in there as well. You know, like especially her neuroses where she's like worried about things, and you know, I'd be Googling things, you know. If I stub my toe, I'm like, oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Am I going to die?
So many times where I'm like, hey, what you doing? And you're like, I'm at the urgent care. And I'm like, why? And you're like, I stubbed my toe. I think it's infected. I think I'm going to have to get it amputated.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can totally see some Shoshana in you.
Yeah. I can see some Shoshana in you too. I didn't see it before, but I see it now a little.
I think on good days. I think on a good day I'm Shoshana. I think on most days I'm Marnie.
Yeah.
I think I fluctuate. I see a little bit of Hannah in there as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I feel like what?
I was just gonna say, are these girls like kind of like a messier version of Sex in the City?
Well, I don't know who would be anyone. Also, this show is this is like the millennial Sex in the City in the way that none of the girls are like anything besides Shoshana. Like none of them would fuck with Sex in the City for one. But then also they're so anti every character. Like Jessa's the anti-Samantha, but she would be the Samantha.
Yeah.
Hannah is not Carrie. But she's
the writer.
She's the Carrie.
Yeah.
Marnie, Charlotte. But Marnie would hate Charlotte's guts. Which is why I feel like I relate to Marnie. I think she like has this complex.
Oh, what do you think this complex is?
Like, I feel like I don't know how to word it, to be honest. Because I guess if we're talking in Sex and the City terms, she is the Charlotte of the group, or projected as the Charlotte. But like she would get in a room with Charlotte York and just absolutely hate everything that came out of her mouth. Like be like, ugh, she's not, you know. They're both into art.
Yeah.
But I feel like Marnie's a hater.
You think she is a hater? More than Hannah though? Because Hannah can be a hater.
They're both haters, and that's why they're besties. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like Charlotte has this optimism that Marnie probably like would resent.
Oh, the optimism. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a complex with Marnie. Like she doesn't just want to be like a pretty face, but she does. But she also wants to be taken seriously, but she doesn't know what she's doing with her life.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty clear.
You know what I related to? I don't know if you've gotten this far yet, but when Marnie loses her job at the gallery.
Oh, I vaguely remember this, but I haven't got that far yet. I just watched like fully just season 1, and I was going to keep going, but then I was like, oh man, well, I don't want to start this. And then
Brie, this is my like, I think I'm Marnie and you're Shoshana.
Oh,
and I
really?
say that as a big compliment to you.
Thanks.
But when Marnie moves in with Shoshana and Shoshana's with Ray, and Marnie just gets fired, and she's like, how dare you guys? I can't be around two happy people right now. This is sickening. And then she's like, have you heard no one wants a creative director? That's not even a career anymore. Like, you know, I felt like I had that conversation with you. You know what? It's just on the which girls are you, or which girl do you identify with?
Yeah.
I would say coming upon my Saturn return, I feel like I can see myself slipping into Marnie. Where I'm like, you have that Shoshana just energy, that lifeblood. I feel like Ray now. I'm like, I was young once.
Oh, but you are.
I am. I know.
Yeah.
I guess I just feel like I do have that, like,
Do you think Marnie's a little jaded?
a little bit, and I feel like I'm a little jaded. I feel like I once was a Shoshana.
You need to get back to your Shosh roots.
You can't really go back. However, watching Girls the first time, I did not like Shoshana.
I didn't either. And when you said, because I remember the first time watching, you're like, oh yeah, I think I'm Marnie, but Brie, you're Shoshana. And I took that hard. I know I acted brave.
That is so Shoshana, Brie.
I was like, wow, she said that about me. And I had to look in the mirror. I'm like, I'm that cringy.
We have to do Shoshana points every time you say something. You did just ask if there were parallels to Sex in the City. That's a very Shosh move.
You're right.
You said that you took it very hard that you were called a Shoshana.
I also don't like when people plan things and I don't know. Like this, what is it? When Jessa has the surprise wedding or whatever, and she's wearing white, and she's like, "No one told me. I
wore white.
I can't believe I did this. I would have worn something else."
I don't know. I just love the show.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really one of the greats. I
love when Shoshana's on crack.
Yes,
Sorry, that's just that episode is like
Shoshana doing crack. Well, also Brie coded. Not that you've ever done that, but just if it were to happen, that would go down. That would, yes. That's just your life.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was you when you had those pop brownies.
That one
time when you were like, Nikki,
I was freaking
I'm dying.
Yeah.
So yeah, one New Year's Eve you did have a Shoshana doing crack moment.
Basically.
Where you were going off the rails and you had like a whole pot brownie. And then you tried to tell me that you were dying and then I thought I was.
Well, that's how I felt.
You were like, Nikki, it's all your fault. You don't care about me.
I was like, no one cares.
And you were running around like Shoshana.
You had to be wrangled.
I'm surprised you didn't go Ray on whoever tried to wrangle you.
I know, just like kick him. Well, no one was really chasing me like that. Plus, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I love that scene though in the show because he's like he takes over being like the crack spirit animal, yes. Which is really funny in of itself. I don't know. When you're in a state though, and you've never had like drugs. I don't know. It's a state. Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I love the Shoshana-ness. I love Shoshana.
She's great. I think at the time, like first watching the show, I thought she was really cringy and like lame and whatever. But now I'm like, oh, you know what? I think she's pretty cool. She thinks out loud a lot, you know, and she's maybe inexperienced, but she does have like a hopefulness to her that I think the other characters, they're like more jaded.
She's the only good character. Like she's the only one genuine and like genuinely cool or genuinely has something to say that's not like filtered out 10,000 times.
And she cares about other people. We were talking about this like off mic before that she seems like, I don't know, like she cares.
Like she's the only character besides Ray. I think Ray genuinely cares, and I think Charlie genuinely cares. Like all the side characters, I think genuinely care. Mm-hmm. But the group of girls, like the Jessa, Marnie, Hannah trifecta, I think are very like Seinfeldian.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, the show reminds me of Seinfeld a little.
Just in the way that they're so self-centered. I think I'm really excited that, you know, we're rewatching it at a time when we can comprehend girls and that, like, you know, everyone's like, Gen Z's really into girls, because I think, not to speak for Gen Z, a whole generation, not to be the Hannah Horvath of Gen Z, but I think as cuspers, we can kind of see the show for what it actually was. And I think in the time that it came out, it was very much millennials, avocado toast. They took everything as like everything Hannah said is like Lena Dunham believes this.
The timing was not so good. I
Yeah.
think. Or like for Lena Dunham, like I feel like we were like everyone was a hater. Like it's like I love the show, but I remember thinking too. And I don't really, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Lena Dunham, so I'm not.
I mean, she's had a lot of questionable. She's a questionable person, but obviously very talented.
Yeah. And the show is really good.
Well,
she did a
what
good job
yeah.
with this show, is what I'm trying to say.
Excellent. I mean, I guess my point was that at the time when it was being released, it was really good, but it was a show that I think hits different now.
Yeah, it hits better, I
in.
think.
I think so too, because we are able to realize like this is a show about essentially 3 girls who are so self-centered and so like they've lost the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hannah's not really a good writer, you know. Marnie's is just as lost as Hannah. Jessa's
even more lost.
Yeah.
I think. I thought like I used to look up to her, and I thought like, you know, I didn't really do a lot of reflecting. Seeing it the first time around, I'm like, oh, you know, she's hippy dippy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
Shoshana points. Shoshana points. What did you say? You look up to Jessa?
But like, because she's so free spirited and carefree, and like her style, and she seems mature or like not bound by all these things.
And
like
she's not on Facebook, which is so brave.
So brave. But you know what I'm saying? And I always saw that like in myself, like a free spiritedness, but like I didn't really think about her character that much and like the decisions she was making. So like watching it again now, I'm like, oh, she's kind of like fucks a lot of shit up and kind of like leaves a fire behind, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if she's a good person.
The worst type of friend.
Yeah.
But I love Jessa, and I agree. Too. There is this idea, like, when I, you know, if I've met Jessas in real life, and I think seeing someone so free-spirited and being able to, like, create...
Shoshana Point.
No, yeah, Shoshana Point.
She's in there.
But seeing someone so free-spirited, it's like, oh, that's very cool. I wish I was like that.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a level of like narcissism that
to be free-spirited?
Not just Jessica's characters.
To her, yeah.
It's very narcissistic, but also self-destructive. And I think all 3 girls have that.
The self-destructive
tendencies.
Yeah.
Which you can always suss out in a real life Jessa. But I love the representation.
Yeah. No, it's important.
Jessa representation matters.
Yeah. No, I love how different all the girls are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
Better app than in. But, you know, hot take. Adam Driver is a great actor.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask, yeah, what do you think about his character? Adam. It's funny. That's also his character's name.
Have you seen the audition tapes for him improving with Lena Dunham in like their first audition? Just right away. Like, I understand. Well, one, Lena Dunham is a national hero for discovering Adam Driver, essentially.
Right. Is this his first like major role?
I believe
like his breakout, basically?
I believe so. At least how he's known to all of us.
Would Kylo Ren not exist?
It wouldn't. Kylo Ren would not exist without Lena Dunham.
Wow.
We actually
Give her
have
some props.
a lot. Lena Dunham does deserve her flowers in a lot of ways. I mean, a lot of things she says I don't vibe with, but still. And one of them is Adam Driver. He's just so talented. There's just something about him that's so charismatic.
Those ears.
It is?
No.
I think something in his eyes.
I
don't know if I've seen a raw talent like that, like ever on screen. Like I could just like feel it. Something about him being Adam. Like, is there such a raw vulnerability to him that I don't think I've ever seen in another actor?
Yeah. I feel like his character is really nuanced, and I don't know, Adam Driver does such a good job, and it's just crazy. Like, I forgot completely that he was in this show.
Same.
Because he's done so much now, you know?
Those ads where he looks like a centaur. Was it for Dior?
Yeah.
I don't know why that's what I think
bod.
about. Hot bod.
Anyway.
I do too.
Not that it's all about that, but
He's oddly attractive.
Yeah, he has like a weird, I don't know if beauty is the right word. I don't know. Handsomeness, how do you describe it? I don't know.
There's a je ne sais quoi about him.
Yeah, he's got the je ne sais quoi.
He's got a little bit of Brat in him.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. Just he's an it boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also Juilliard trained, and you know, like he has so much of the work behind him. Glowingly amazing.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he can seem like a real person who's like he has that talent of an actor that's never had a day of training. But I mean that in the biggest compliment. Like he's a real person.
Yeah. I wonder, maybe he like maybe he like holds it in somehow, or like he can go to maybe he's found a way to, because like, are you talking about like a theater versus film kind of acting?
I think so. And I think just certain actors, you can tell that they're acting. Like they can be a great actor, but you can tell
that they're acting. And it's not like they're not like fully. Maybe he just is good getting into character, like just believing that character.
He's amazing. Like you have to watch that audition where he bites Lena Dunham's arm.
What?
And she's like, "Oh my God, can you believe?" Like visibly just is fully in this scene.
Yeah.
And it's an audition, you know? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, obviously, but I don't know where, I want to pick his brain, because, like, where does he go?
Get him on the
what space
Dream
does he go? Like, just what does he tap into?
I mean, okay, House of Gucci wasn't really a good movie.
No, he didn't do any of that work.
No. Well, I didn't think he was necessarily bad. I think his accent was maybe not good and maybe not needed, but everything else, like he was very cold and calculated, you know? Mm-hmm. Like he felt like he was in the character, you know?
I think so. House of Gucci is such a blur, to be honest. I don't remember him. I remember Jared Leto, and I remember Gaga.
Jared Leto was acting, though, in that. You know what I mean? Like that.
He was in a different film altogether. Actually, you know what? Adam Driver in House of Gucci, the scene where, I forget where they were, but they're like that steamy scene in that like office room.
Oh, that scene.
There's something about Adam Driver. He like goes, I think it's just because he goes all in.
Yeah.
There's just something about his level of commitment.
He does. He has a level of commitment for sure. Yeah.
It's intense. Like Adam in Girls.
Yeah. Adam is also intense and has that level of commitment, right? Once he commits to Hannah, he's committed. He commits to doing that play thing eventually. I
love at Jess's wedding when he gets all like verklempt.
Uh-huh. He's, oh yeah, what does he say? He's like, he's like, I'm moved. It's like, but the way he says like little things, I low-key love his like little reactions or nuggets of wisdom, because sometimes frankly he could be a douchebag.
Oh yeah.
And so I think without that other side to him, I would just hate him. But it's hard to completely hate him because he's like, he has like heart, I guess, or something.
He does have a lot of heart.
And maybe it's the artist in him, or
he's a complex
He's
character.
very complex. It's like a lot to unpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like as opposed to like Hannah, the character, which I applaud Lena Dunham for creating Hannah Horvath, because it is such a, like, I remember at the time there was all this discourse about Lena Dunham being naked.
Oh.
And it like freaked people out.
That's so crazy now to think, because like, I mean, we've seen so many people naked, right?
Especially
like on TV.
On an HBO show, especially.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think people were really like upset by her body.
That says a lot about society, I guess.
It does. But it also, it's something about the character of Hannah is like she keeps screaming like she's nuanced and complex. But I think like on this rewatch, I'm starting to see like a little bit through that character where I'm like, oh, no, she's not that deep.
Yeah.
But like Adam, the character, very complex.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
I like
He's
that.
like an onion. Got to peel back the layers.
Where
Get
Hannah
to the core.
needs to just stay an onion for a hot second. But just talking about comedy moments, I love the episode where Hannah works for Ray at the coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
And that's the surprise wedding episode.
Uh-huh.
And she like comes in all white and Ray's like change and he's like down in the basement and all you can see is Ray's hand going slim leg.
Yeah.
And then it's just his hand coming up. You can just see his hand and he's like slim.
Ray is hilarious. I think he might be the funniest character because he just says like I forget what he said in like that first episode, but he had me from that. I was like, what is going on?
Oh my gosh. Him and Charlie's band in those kids.
Oh yeah, in those kids.
I feel like that's us in karaoke. We should just sing in those kids.
Oh yeah.
In those kids.
I know, I feel like I gotta do that hand.
Slim legs.
Slim legs. Oh man, it could be our spoken word afterwards. Slam poetry. Just quote Ray. Oh man. Well, what were we saying? Oh, just like funny moments.
Yeah, our favorite episodes. I mean, I think All Adventurous Women Do, which is the third episode.
The third
is probably the best episode of Girls. Yeah, but this is the one where Hannah receives the results of her STD test. This is also where she confronts Elijah about it, and it's Marnie meets Booth Jonathan.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And Jessica becomes a babysitter.
Whatever happened to that guy though? That ended really quick. Like right after. Did he have another project or something? He comes back later.
Nikki. Yeah, I put a pin in that. Okay, he'll be back.
Okay, are we gonna have to do a recap? It's like I don't know. It's fun to watch though. I will say.
I love this show.
We could talk about season 2 next or sometime.
Yes.
You know,
just like quickly like go through.
Yeah, go through all the seasons. I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to be watching.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We'll finish all of Girls and then we'll circle back.
We'll circle back. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to like think about how to bring this up.
I know what you're thinking.
Do a quick segue.
I know what you're thinking. Speaking of Lena Dunham, speaking of when did Girls come out?
2012? 2012, I think, is when Girls premiered.
Okay. And during this time, she was in a relationship with Jack Antonoff, correct?
She was. Who is still in Fun. Those were the days.
Yeah.
But
I'm really trying to segue this too.
I mean, speaking of Lena Dunham, she's a key player in Lorde's Melodrama, allegedly.
Nikki, you showed me this PowerPoint. It is so like crazy. It is off the rails. Oh, you printed it. You really did. You did it.
I have 30 pages, baby.
Yes. Oh my God. I didn't think you would. This is Shoshana.
This is Shoshana. Brie, I didn't think I would get this much into it. However, okay, let me preface this first.
Yeah, let's preface.
So, in the late to the party spirit, a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, Brie, do you remember Lorde's Melodrama album? And how it might be the best album of the past 10 years?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said, what?
Well, no. Yeah, I was like, what?
Who?
I do know who Lorde is. Don't get me wrong. I slept. I'm so sorry. I slept on this album. However, re-listening, there are songs that I do remember. So I wasn't completely sleeping. I was just listening to 80s music and Bodak Yellow.
Gotcha.
So I looked back into my Spotify to see what I was listening to in 2017.
What were you doing in December 2017?
Oh, in December?
I believe like winter 2017.
Winter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bodak Yellow, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that it came out in July.
It might have, but I know for me,
Winter.
I was listening to it fall 2017.
Gotcha. That's when it really hit.
It was Melodrama season.
Yeah, Melodrama does sound more like a fun. Then during the summer, you don't want to be.
Well, you know this for the okay, then rewind. For the latter half of 2017, Melodrama was my soundtrack. I was obsessed at the time.
I remember Green Light.
Green Light's great. But I was obsessed at the time, and I revisited Melodrama. I stand by it is a perfect album. I think Supercut might be my favorite song.
It's really good.
Not just of the album, like of all time.
Of all time?
Perhaps.
Of any artist?
My favorite song personally. Yeah, I think it's Supercut.
Oh, I mean, I love that song. It's really cute.
I think it's a perfect song.
Yeah.
It has a good build up.
Has a switch. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Just everything about every little thing production wise. Lorde cooked.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. What were
She
your
was.
thoughts on Melodrama?
I really enjoyed it. I love the production of it. I like all, there's a little piano, but it's also like, how do I describe it? Like, some songs have like a lot of bass, you know? I like how I just love how Lorde sings. I love how she pronounces things like bedroom, which now I know there's a reason for that because I listened to that Mark Maron Lorde interview.
Yeah, Mark Maron back in 2017 had on Lorde. And I highly recommend that podcast episode. I mean, I love Mark Maron anyways.
Yeah.
But just the way Lorde talks about creating this album, but also music in general, and kind of nerds out with Mark Maron and tries to convince him that certain music's good that he's like not really a fan of.
Like Timbaland?
Timbaland. Phil Collins. She tries to get Mark Maron into Phil Collins.
Wow.
Very Ray and Shoshana energy. But yeah, she talks about just like the meticulous production. Her and Jack Antonoff creating Melodrama. And I think it's both of their best work.
Right. And didn't he get even more popular after this album as well?
Truly, because before this album, he was really known for as a producer, just doing a couple songs on 1989 and then Reputation by Taylor Swift. So
yeah. But he did this whole album.
He works really
on it. He put his little like tickle the ivories.
It's both of their best work.
And can you tell me why? Are you gonna share? Are you gonna present to the class or not yet?
We're gonna talk about.
Oh no, we can keep going.
The album, but
no, we can. I have tons of thoughts on the album.
Because Brie, don't you worry. I
thought you had forgotten about it.
No, I have not.
I just see your report there.
I have things to share with the class. I'm just trying to build up. Also give you time to speak before I just chew your ear off about a 30-page long PowerPoint presentation on Lorde and Jack Antonoff.
I love it. This is like remember one of our first episodes we talked about Britney Spears and I printed out like a whole book report.
Yes. You were like, in this essay, I will.
Yeah.
But now I have so much like useless information about Britney Spears and Kevin Federline's wedding.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Britney. No, I really thank you. I know about that fateful day at Kiss FM where she tried to release Original Doll.
Yeah, it was. We all got to remember that.
Yeah. But no, I thought you would really get on with that Mark Maron interview with Lorde because she does talk about just the music that she really likes, but also being really inspired by early 2000s production styles.
Yes, when she said that makes so much sense because re-listening to this album and also just listening to Lorde in general, like her songs have like this level of production that I feel like some artists just don't have these days. And I like it.
I like meticulous.
Yeah, it's meticulous, but it's not like overproduced. It's just produced enough. It's like perfect. I'd say it's perfect because there's like parts of the song that like switches up and like builds, and then it's like kind of. It's cool that there's like piano in there, but then it's like electronic, and then it's like there's bass booming. I'm trying to remember which song. There was like one song in particular that I was like, oh, this is really production wise. It was very interesting. Maybe it was Sober.
Sober production wise, it's just like cream of the crop.
Yeah. I just really like how that song sounds. But also the Louvre. I love that song. And I did listen to some of this album at the time. I think because it was just around.
Me?
Yeah.
You're like, it was just around.
It was just around. It was your influence. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think I've had perfect places on every single Spotify playlist I've made since 2017. It's
every
also
time you
an
make a
all-time
playlist,
fave.
just sneak it in there.
It's the perfect song. Perfect Places is a great like send off song, start off song. You can kick off a mood, end a mood.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like Greenlight, speaking of a perfect song, I feel like it's a perfect song. And for like a movie, like at the beginning or the end of a movie, I could picture Greenlight. You know what I mean? It has that like, I don't know how to describe it. Like maybe not an anthem, but something. It gives you that feeling like that, you know, like Sweet Disposition. How that there's like certain parts of that song. There's a moment.
A laugh.
Yeah.
No. I completely see that. A lot of this album makes me feel like Sweet Position by Temper Trap makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you hear Sweet Disposition and it just like fills up your heart chakra or something. It makes you like you've lived your life to the fullest. You've like loved and you've lost and you've loved again.
It does.
It just like enwraps you in like just all of these bittersweet symphony.
This life.
The verb was talking about Sweet Disposition.
And I know how to save a life now.
Yes.
It's just like all the emotions
Yes.
it captures.
But yeah, the way Sweet Disposition makes me feel is the way a lot of these songs make me feel.
Just on this album in general.
Yeah. And I think Greenlight is the perfect first single for your sophomore album. Like you can't get better because it also tells a whole entire story.
It does.
And it makes you feel like, to quote another song of Lorde's, I think when Melodrama came out as well, I was 19 and on fire.
Yeah.
Like she says in Perfect Places. And that's the way to describe Greenlight. It's just like a one night where you're going out and you're either trying to get over a breakup or a situationship, or you're just feeling what it feels to be fucking 19. That's how Greenlight feels, and you're out. And
I picture like just standing up, hands in the car, you know, just out of the sunroof or the
Emma Watson
stuff. Yeah. And how to Perks of Being a Wallflower. Yeah.
How to Save a Life.
How to Save a Life. That was her. Oh, goodness. Actually, that would mash up well. That song on top of that movie, like someone put a fan video together. Maybe me. I'll do that later.
Oh
I have so many like fan videos I need to create.
Please do that. Please do a Jack Schlossberg's cover of How to Save a Life.
Oh, yeah. I should use his cover. That'd fit perfect. Oh, gosh.
But yeah, what are your favorite songs from Melodrama?
I would say Greenlight. I like Sober. I feel like it should have been bigger. You know? Something about it. I remember Homemade Dynamite. I really like the Louvre though.
I love the Louvre.
I love when she says broadcast the boom boom.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Make them all dance to it.
I just love how she calls it the boom boom. I don't know.
I love when she's like, she's painting a picture, pun intended, of, this relationship or situationship, what have you, this affair. And she's like, they'll hang us in the Louvre. It's that great. I mean, down the back, but who cares? Still the Louvre.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love the metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liability sounds like a Christmas song to me. It sounds like that one song. You know what I'm talking about? That one song.
Which one?
I think it's the one that's like, maybe not Do They Know It's Christmas, but along those lines, like something like that. Like, I don't know.
Like So This Is Christmas.
Maybe So This Is Christmas? It sounds like one of those kind of little like ditties.
In this Melodrama era, I'm so shocked that Lorde and Jack Antonoff didn't go full John Lennon and do a cover of Christmas War Is Over.
Yeah. They were one step away.
I think they were.
They should have. I think people would have loved it.
Well.
Or hated it. I don't know.
I would have loved it. I love Liability. You know which song I don't vibe with
What?
as much and I kind of feel guilty about? Writer in the Dark.
I have thoughts on that, but
Okay,
I'm going to
please.
wait until you present to the class because that's the context.
Okay. So, back in about 2018, there was this user online, Buzz Killery.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give credit where credit's due because
Cool name.
they created a masterpiece. I've always heard about this Lorde and Jack Antonoff, an emotionally broken journey PowerPoint about the alleged affair between Lorde and Jack Antonoff. I've heard about this lore. I checked it out during the heyday.
Oh, you did?
I did. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I went back to being in my Hannah Horvath mind of, but this album is about me right now because this is my soundtrack to my life.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to not care, which is fine.
Yeah, that is very Hannah.
You really don't have to care about a PowerPoint presentation about Lorde and Jack Antonoff.
Okay, this. What is it? What was it? What's their name?
Buzz Killery.
Buzz Killery. This had to be a lot of work to put together. Just saying.
I don't know where they are now, but they've created the Lord's work, and
Yeah.
I am being kind of facetious, but also dead serious because this is a great, well constructed, put together PowerPoint.
There's good arguments.
This actually makes so much sense. I buy into this. I'm sold. I am Buzz Killery pilled. And in this essay, I will. Okay. So, in this PowerPoint, it speculates that Lorde and Jack Antonoff, during the making of Melodrama, at the apartment in Brooklyn where Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff
This is wild.
shared their space,
because
had
they were
an
a
affair.
couple, right?
For-
Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff.
They were like the ultimate millennial couple.
Yeah. People thought they were going to get married.
Yeah, Lena Dunham had that one quote about how she was really relieved that he didn't like just like stereotypical models, and then was really disappointed after their relationship ended when he did date a model. But
That's
also,
just how it goes.
Also, though, Jack Antonoff did date a young Scarlett Johansson, so I don't know where Lena Dunham. Maybe just wishful thinking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. So, anyways, it alleges that in the summer of 2016, Lorde and Jack Antonoff, while working on this record, and while Lena Dunham was away for allegedly 18 months working on the Hillary Clinton campaign.
That's so long. I didn't realize she was that committed.
I mean, I vaguely remember things like
I know
that,
she was doing
but-
like activism, but
everyone's an activist, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So I don't.
that's just so long. Like to be away from your abode. 18 whole months?
That's a long time, but also it's so.
Was
funny.
she on the road with Hillary?
I have no idea. But I love how in this PowerPoint they joke that Lena Dunham's the reason why Trump got elected.
I love that. That's hilarious. Just blame Lena Dunham.
Just blame it all on her. So Lorde was recording her second album from July 2015 to January 2017. And it was primarily in Jack Antonoff's studio, like we said, with Lena Dunham. And on Wikipedia, this is what Lorde had to say about the album, or like the inspirations for it. Taking shape after her breakup from her longtime boyfriend James Lowe in 2015, Melodrama has been described as a loose concept album that explores the themes of solitude. It follows the artwork of a single house party along with the events and moods that entail it. This is a lie. This is a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
Don't
play us.
Do you know why? And I agree with this PowerPoint.
Why?
How can you say that when this album, like certain songs, she's already gone on record saying she wrote sober 2016 Coachella. That's not one house
that's
party.
a hint. That is a hint right there.
She wrote, I forget which song now, but I'll circle back to it, at a Florence and the Machine concert. Is that a house party? I think not.
Nikki, you're going to go full lawyer on this. You're going to go full Elle Woods.
So
you've been presented the evidence.
And it's funny because it would make sense if like every single music video, or all the imagery on the artwork was painted like a house party, right? Which it is on like the third single, Homemade Dynamite. That means it's redacted. That means I say it like it's fact.
I know.
Just know that I'm a silly goose person down for a silly goose time, and this is all alleged, and I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
But I have strong feelings about nonsense. So that's just my disclaimer before I get further into this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I think Lorde's a liar.
You think so? She's
think
liar, liar, pants on fire.
I think her pants are 100% on fire because she wanted to save herself. Because Buzz Killery came with the receipts. Okay. So yeah, yada yada. She was 21 back in the day, weren't we all? Blah blah blah. Jack Antonoff is 13 years older,
right?
But she was legal this whole time, so
yeah,
that's the only thing.
That's less concerning than the other situation.
What's more concerning as like during this time, Lena Dunham is on the Hillary Clinton campaign. For one, but also she's saying things like she wishes she had an abortion so she knew what it feels like.
Whoa.
I remember that at the time.
I guess I either blocked that out or just was unaware. I think I remember tuning her out specifically at a certain point because I was like, she's going too far.
Yeah, I feel like this is when I was like, oh, I don't watch girls anyways. Maybe I should just not stick my toe into it. But anyways, so Lena Dunham's a key player in this whole situation. Also, it's good to note Jack Antonoff is just coming off the success of 1989 with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Who they're very good friends even to this day. Same with Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham and Taylor Swift are very good friends. And at this time, Lorde and Taylor Swift are very tight. And she's a part of the squad.
She's part of the squad. Okay.
It all goes back to Taylor Swift.
Always. It really does. What is up with that?
I know.
She's a mastermind.
She really is. So this James Lowe fellow, I remember from back in the day, was her 24-year-old boyfriend who was a photographer who is not Jack Antonoff, who she says the album's about, and who she says Greenlight is about.
Okay.
Which at the time I fully believed.
Sure.
I don't know. I think I heard the narrative. And I think when you listen to the song, or at least when I listened to the song the first time, I was like, oh, this is the green light to get over a person.
Oh. And see, I thought it was like a green light, like she wants someone back. However, I will say this song has a different meaning because of the information being presented. Because putting it in the context of like Jack Antonoff.
That makes way more sense.
Like she's waiting for that green light because he's with someone at the time, right?
Yeah.
Lena, I guess. Someone.
The someone. I don't know. The most important parts are in early 2015, Lorde and Jack Antonoff meet either at a Grammys party through Taylor Swift or at a grime show through Lena. Either way, he allegedly woos her through pineapple juice. She loves pineapple juice.
Oh, she loves it. Oh, okay.
And maybe because she's too young to legally drink in the States.
So they're just giving her pineapple juice?
Probably not. I think because one of the songs she talks about liquor on the rim or whatever. So,
you know, it's just occurring to me that like she was probably drinking. It's crazy that other places have different drinking ages. Like New Zealand, I never thought about that. Is it like Europe?
Like the UK? Who's to say?
Anyway, I'm sorry.
But anyways, April 2016, Lorde and Jack go to Coachella together. Lorde is inspired to write Sober and Sober 2. This is when Lorde had an epiphany about what melodrama is supposed to be. And the concept of it centered around one house party. Or, hear me out, they fucked, and this kicked off Summer 16. Because also, read the lyrics to Sober. We'll get to. Put a pin in it.
Put a pin.
A lot of things happen. But yeah, Lorde and Jack Antonoff get really close.
Right, they're going to Coachella.
So they're just like spending a lot of time together during making this album. Essentially, Lorde moves in. I don't know, but like essentially Lorde moves in while Lena Dunham's away. Like she's coming in and out. It's alleged that Jack Antonoff and Lena Dunham are kind of like on and off. There is a reporter that is trying to interview Lorde and Antonoff in the studio, and Lorde says through a text, "Today is totally not going to work. I'm so sorry. Been really hectic over here," and some tears, LOL. So there's a little on and off moment. I don't know if between Lorde and Antonoff or Antonoff and Dunham. One could only speculate. But also, Jack Antonoff realizes that Lorde has never had American cereal, and they eat a bunch of Captain Crunch and Lucky Charms together. And I swear this sounds like a date information.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That sounds like a date, but go ahead.
Or like, I know this move, you know? It's flirting.
It's flirting. The cereal bowls are flirting, for sure.
There's something going on.
He doesn't have to go out of his way to show her all these 5 different cereals.
Definitely not. I love to Lena Dunham, according to Lorde, is not really an award-winning cook, quote unquote. There were a lot of Postmates, but she would come in and be like, "You're incredible. You're the greatest people. I love you." And then outside the studio, Lorde often kept to herself. So, I don't know.
That's wild. If this is all true, that's pretty wild, right?
A little bit. Also, 2018. Jack Antonoff, because there's rumors that he and Lorde are dating, because in February 2018, Lorde and Jack are seen in Lorde's hometown in New Zealand. They're looking cozy. They're looking cuddly. These paparazzi shots look just like when he's on the New York City street with Margaret Qualley, his wife. You know, very like...
Yeah.
Hanging off the shoulder.
I know what you're saying.
It's an Antonoff move. This looks like they might be in a relationship. Also,
why is he in her hometown? You know,
so true.
You don't invite people to your hometown just cause.
And this is after Melodrama's been released. So, and also there's a rumor in the tabloids that he is dating a musician. But then in January 2018, Jack Antonoff tweets, "Normally I'd never address rumors, but I resent having the most important friendships and working relationships in my life reduced to dumb, heteronormative gossip. Those relationships are deeply important and sacred. With that being said, I'm not seeing anyone, LOL." LOL.
What does that mean, heteronormative gossip? I mean, I know what that means, but like, is he offended that it's heteronormative?
It sounds like bullshit to me.
Or you think he's just trying to get people off his back?
I think so. Isn't that so weird as a straight person to call it heteronormative gossip?
Yeah.
I want every time I don't like something said about me, I'm going to be like, that's heteronormative gossip.
I need you to stop. Call it out, Nick.
But yeah, December 2017, Jack and Lena split after 5 years of dating. The quote to US Weekly says, "They had been slowly breaking up for the last 6 months. It was very drawn out. They took forever to actually break up. It just took way too long to pull off the Band-Aid." The girl's creator, 21, isn't shocked by her former love's new romance. By the end, Lena knew he was probably dating someone else, the first source explains. But he didn't cheat. Oh, okay.
You don't believe it?
Anyways, then there is a concert on 4/4/18 where Lorde brings out Jack, who is chewing gum. And allegedly they're full on flirting. And he says, "Ella," so many times. It felt like a hate crime.
Wow. Right, because that's her real name.
It is.
It's not Lorde.
No.
That would be wild, naming your child
That'd
Lorde.
be amazing. Also, in this PowerPoint, they love to talk about Lorde's mom, Sonia, with a J.
Uh-huh.
With a jazzy J.
Ooh.
But back to Greenlight. So knowing all this,
Mm-hmm.
would you interpret Greenlight in a different way?
Yes.
Like
yes,
they
and
might
I
have
did.
had this tryst.
When I listened again to Greenlight, I will say, like, the part where she's like, actually right from the bat, where she's like, and I have like sounds in my mind, and then that piano was like, do 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 do, new sound. I'm like, oh, that's the new sound that it's him. He's the sound. Like, I know he's producing the record or whatever, but it's like, why would you? I don't know. It seems very personal. There seems to be like a through line now. Like, it's hard being presented this information and not seeing it this way now. And then like Greenlight could be like, I'm waiting for the green light for him to get over Lena Dunham.
Or if they're on and off.
Or just give her on and off like a light. Oh my God. Stop and go.
Yeah, if this is a tryst that happens in the summer of 2016, they're spending a lot of time together. Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff could have been on a break.
Yeah.
But it just, hearing Greenlight, knowing all this information, at least for me, it's hard for me to think it's like a long-term relationship situation via the lyrics.
Yeah. Like just the lyrics of Greenlight, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like one of those things like where she's like, I'll be seeing you wherever I go. But it's like, it sounds like something that's not going to last.
Yeah.
And then she says waking up in a different bedroom and whispering things that the city sends back.
Yeah. And also, she is inspired after going to a Florence and the Machine show with Jack, which makes it interesting. So, just a little snippet of the lyrics from Greenlight. I know about what you did and I want to scream the truth. She thinks you love the beach. You're such a damn liar. Thought you said that you would always be in love, but you're not in love no more. Did it frighten you? How we kissed when we danced on the light up floor. But I hear sounds in my mind. Brand new sounds in my mind. But honey, I'll be seeing you wherever I go. I'll be seeing you down every road. I'm waiting for it. That green light. I want it. Now, to me, that seems like it's with someone that she's not in a long-term relationship with. It makes it seem like, yeah, because like you said you'd be in love, but you're not in love no more. Did it frighten you? So she's the other woman.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like she's...
I didn't pick up on this the first go round,
I didn't either. I totally bought. I read it at face value. This is the Taylor Swiftification of music, though. This PowerPoint created this.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like
the like dissecting it. Like, we'd never have Gaylor lore if it weren't for this PowerPoint.
Yeah.
We would just bought what Lorde said about a party.
I know. Yeah, we would. But well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing we have Buzzkiller.
Also, Sober. She tweets in 2017, so the first inklings of Sober came to me in the back of an Uber, and then properly at Jack and Lena's kitchen table, I bolted to the studio. I'll never forget writing the first demo. It was like a trance. I guided Jack to the chords, almost wordless, with my hands on his shoulders.
All right.
Also, in Sober, she goes, we're king and queen of the weekend. Ain't a pill that could touch our rush. But what will we do when we're sober? When you dream with a fever, bet you wish you could touch our rush. These are the games of the weekend. We pretend that we just don't care, but we care. This song is written when she is with Jack in 2016 at Coachella. Now, Coachella is a weekend. So if they're the
It
king
is.
and queen of the weekend,
Oh my God.
and this song was inspired by their trip to Coachella.
That's a good point. Yeah, she can't say this was a house party then. That's like, yeah, there's certain facts that like, it's hard to go to Coachella too, probably being like a higher profile, like celeb or whatever, and not get noticed. But like, you know, I feel like there's certain facts that it's like, you can't be disputed. So it makes it really hard to believe this narrative that she's, you know, put on this record. But
I mean, I guess it could be true,
yeah,
but it's just highly sus.
it's highly sus
because of all the information she gives to us, and then says, "No, wait, it's about a made-up weekend." Yeah, it's just very interesting, to say the least. Also, in the Louvre, she talks about a summer tryst. Could it be the summer of 2016, perhaps? The first lyrics are, well, summer slipped us underneath her tongue. Our days and nights are perfumed with obsession. Half of my wardrobe is on your bedroom floor. Use our eyes, throw our hands overboard.
Oh my God. That bedroom floor, the same bedroom he shared with Lena?
Or a bedroom in his apartment where they are creating this record.
Oh, well, I thought he shared the apartment with Lena Dunham, no?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, like, she could be talking about that room as well.
Yeah.
The studio room.
Just the studio.
Things can happen in the studio.
Yeah. No, you're
allegedly.
right. You're right.
Also in the Louvre, a lyric goes, our thing progresses. I call and you come through. Blow all my friendships to sit in hell with you.
Whoa.
Also to note that Lena and Lorde aren't friends, and Lorde and Taylor aren't friends anymore.
But they all were before all this. That is
coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, no, that's a weird. Yeah, something had to happen.
Buzz Killery really made me sip the Kool-Aid, Brie. I don't know. This is what I hate about Swifties.
No, I'm with you because, well, also, is it in Greenlight where she says, like, where Lorde says, like, I put my makeup on in someone else's car and then we order different drinks at the same bar.
Bars.
So, like, that sounds sneaky.
She's sneaking around with somebody.
Yeah, I never put that together. Because I think she said, like, oh, yeah, because I watched, like, an interview, and she's like, yeah, oh, no, I'm just, like, in a guy's car putting on my makeup. Like, it's a different guy's car. But, like, you know, it could be anyone's. I don't know. There's just something. It's suspicious.
It is. It is suspicious, to say the least. And in liability, she does say, so I guess I'll go home into the arms of the girl that I love. The only love I haven't screwed up. She's so hard to please, but she's a forest fire. I do my best to meet her demands, play at romance. We slow dance in the living room, but all that a stranger would see is one girl swing alone, stroking her cheek. They say, you're a little too much for me. You're a liability, which is interesting.
This reminds me of Taylor Swift a bit, actually. These lyrics, just doesn't that sound like something?
New Taylor Swift.
Maybe like new Taylor Swift.
I mean,
just lyrically, like, you know what I mean?
I think that Lorde, I think I can see why someone like Taylor Swift would be initially like gravitate towards Lorde as like a young talent, but also feel like you're in competition with her a little bit. I think Lorde is like something that happens 1 in a million. She's kind of like a shooting star. Musically, if that makes sense. Like, I think no one typically comes out of the gate at 16 years old and creates an album like Pure Heroin.
Forget that she was so young with her first album, and even that she was only 19 with this like Melodrama.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me.
Yeah,
like Lorde's young. Like, it blows my mind.
She's
for some reason I thought she was older.
Yeah,
you know, just
I'm really glad I didn't realize when Royals came out, like, that we're essentially the same age as Lorde. That would have really set me up for failure. Like, when I was in college, I remember thinking, like, I remember seeing like a TV segment on Chance the Rapper before. This was like 2016 Chance the Rapper, 2017 Chance the Rapper. But I remember like reading his age. It was like, and he's like a favorite of Obama's, and he's this age and born in this year.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, so I only have a couple more years to do something great.
To be Chance the Rapper.
I mean, times have changed.
When my chance is coming.
No, but it really was like, wait, I didn't realize he was young, like that young. I thought he was 30. I've always thought he was 35.
I thought he was a little older too. I don't know what that is.
But yeah, Chance the Rapper was born in 1993.
Oh, okay.
I think 2017 Chance the Rapper.
That's crazy. That blows my mind.
Yeah. So hearing like, I'm glad.
It's like the opposite of like, like the Harry Styles, like, or Justin Bieber, like boy bands, like how you think they're a lot younger. I'm like thinking these people are older and wiser.
Yes.
Looking up to, and I'm like, wait, we're the same age.
Yeah. Like, I think it would have hurt my soul to be like, you're the same age as Lorde. Like when Royals came out, I feel like that would have
What
been
are you
like,
doing with your life?
I feel like I would have.
And watching girls on top of that.
Fully
Too many
spiraled.
blows. Yeah.
But then you grow up. Anyways. Ooh, Hard Feelings / Loveless is a great song. Underrated.
I agree.
But we don't have to talk about that song. I do want to talk about Sober 2.
Yeah.
In parentheses, Melodrama. Would you like to read Lorde's message from MP at her interview with NPR?
Sure. She says, that song is interesting. It's the second part of one of the first songs that we wrote where I really started to understand what the album would be, which was Sober. The two of them kind of came around at the same time. This was April of last year. I remember Jack Antonoff and I went out to Coachella and we got a studio in Palm Springs. That sounds fancy.
Yeah, it does. It sounds fun. It sounds like a great time.
It does sound like a great time.
But yes, so
and then keep going. Are you talking about Writer in the Dark? Like what she says about that one too? Or just
well, I just want to say about that about Sober 2, or talking about the inspiration. So once again, she admits that during Coachella weekend, she writes Sober and Sober 2.
She admits
it. And so, they got the studio for the weekend in Palm Springs. Now, this concept record that she keeps alluding to, isn't that also a house party? Coachella weekend, perhaps?
Yeah.
Maybe that studio in Palm Springs?
House party.
Yeah, very convenient. I don't know. But Writer in the Dark.
Okay, so I feel like this song, after getting some of this information, listening, I'm like, holy crap, is she talking about Jack Antonoff? Is he the writer in the dark? Or is she the writer in the dark?
I interpreted she was a writer in the dark because
she's the writer.
Her mother's child, Sonia with a J.
Yeah, that's true.
But she does, in Writer in the Dark, some of the lyrics are, break the news, you're walking out to be a good man for someone else. Now, why would this be about James Lowe? I don't know their life story, but that...
Also, she was with him when she was 16, supposedly?
He was 24. He's a photographer.
Probably would grow out of that, you would think.
This doesn't seem like long-term relationship talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was never good like you. Stood on my chest and kept me down. Hated hearing my name on the lips of a crowd. Did my best to exist just for you. So, interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what hearing my name on the lips of the crowd.
Yeah, what do you think of what do you think of Writer in the Dark in general?
Oh, I think the part to me that I was like, oh, maybe this, because now I'm like, well, maybe that is that other guy, because it's confusing, because it's like, why would you hate someone's name being on the lips of a crowd? I mean, Lorde is gonna, she's getting popular.
Yeah.
So either someone didn't like her fame, but Jack Antonoff's already famous. So I'm like, that part doesn't exactly make sense now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe it could be about that other guy, but people write songs and they take from like
a bunch
their,
of.
yeah.
I agree. It could be an amalgamation, because why would that first lyric? What is it like? Go into the arms of a girl that I love. Like, that kind of implies that she's the other woman.
Oh, that one again. From that. Yeah.
Or that first line.
It says, break the news, you're walking out.
Oh,
to be a good man for someone else. Yeah. But that also sounds like
other
like
woman
another woman
territory.
Yeah, it does.
I
hear what you're saying. There's okay. But she's the other woman, right? Or in this one, I don't know. This one has me confused. I feel in the dark.
A writer in the dark.
I feel like I'm a writer in the dark. But I feel like the part that like makes me wonder if it's about their tryst is the part where she's like, I'll love you till my breathing stops. I'll love you till you call the cops on me. In our darkest hours, I stumbled on a secret power. I'll find a way to be with you. Like, that sounds a little cray-cray. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's like when you're caught up and you're like, I'm in love. But also like crazy. It sounds like a little like, I don't know, like a little crazy to me, because she's like, it's very intense. And that's how I imagine a tryst to be.
That's, yeah. And maybe I love a good tryst.
Yeah.
I've loved being in trysts. I love like the
word tryst.
I love the word tryst.
Fun how
secret.
I know. Sorry, not to just bring up Taylor Swift again, but it makes me think of like her song about Maddie Healy. Like the one where what is it? Well, I guess there's a lot of them. Allegedly. But
unless Maddie Healy is a red herring, not to bring it back to Taylor Swift, it can't always be about Taylor.
No, it can't. I think my point, not to make it about her, but just like the way she sings about it, how it sounds like it's about a tryst, Mm-hmm. I think it's about a tryst.
A little Tortured Poets Department.
It's got that vibe.
The OG Tortured Poets Department is Writer in the Dark.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
Yeah. Not trying to compare. Just
I
find a connection there. I'm like, okay, when people are singing about tryst, there's that like, fuck it, I love him.
Yeah, but daddy, I love him.
But daddy, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care.
Fuck it, I love you.
That's Lana Del Rey. That too.
But no, I know what you mean. It's a romanticized thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't know. I think Lorde's Melodrama encapsulates that so well. So at the end of the day, I don't really care if this PowerPoint's true or not.
Just throw it all on the ground.
Yes. I don't care if it's true or not. I love this lore. I love that the PowerPoint exists, and I'd love to project my own trysts onto this alleged tryst.
Yeah.
And everything makes sense now. Unlike Taylor Swift, where I feel like all the lore begets more lore.
It's harder to figure out. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Like, this is like, oh, this is probably true. Like, this makes sense.
Yeah. And it also seems like Lorde, like Taylor Swift is creating lore and like Easter eggs on purpose. This seems like
it's like she's trying to do the opposite.
Yeah.
She doesn't want anyone to be like dissecting this. She's like, no. This is the story. This is what I'm sticking to. I plead the fifth. We are not going to go there.
And we all bought it until Buzz Killery came on and just showed us the green light.
Yeah, she did. She gave us the green light to fully analyze everything now. And we're never stopping.
What a better story. I just love the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. It's wild.
Also, isn't it interesting that Jack Antonoff and Lorde didn't create any great work again? Well, I think they kind of have done a couple songs together, but nothing.
Do you think they ever will create something again?
I don't know, but they're their best when they're together. Maybe because they were boning allegedly while creating Melodrama, but
yeah, it would make sense.
what perfection.
It
this album
created
is.
great art. So that's all that matters, really.
Yeah.
The songs are good, you know?
Yeah.
They did it up.
What's your favorite album? Now that I've like confessed my love for Melodrama.
Album just ever? Or
Yeah,
not
or-
Lorde?
Just in general.
Oh, no. I don't know. My mind goes maybe to like Fleetwood Mac, like maybe Rumors.
Juicy.
Another
lore.
juicy, like
They love a tryst.
they do. They created their own PowerPoint with that one.
Yeah.
There's no need for a PowerPoint. It was all laid out. But yeah, maybe that. I don't know. It's hard to have just one. I don't know how you could say one, but
I mean, there's so many more, but yeah.
there are, right?
I just Melodrama collectively is just so fucking good.
It's a bit underrated too. Like I feel like, I don't know. I like the whole aesthetic as well. Like I love the album art for it.
Sam McInnes did the album artwork, and it's just
I think that's dope. Because he's done like a lot of pop culture portraits and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's cool that she's part of that.
it's an iconic album cover.
Yeah.
I think it's like one when we like look back and they're like 2010s best albums.
It's a whole mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the blues.
Yeah.
I don't know. This album's so cohesive. It is like her goal, or not goal for the album, but she was really inspired by like Timbaland production
Right.
in the early 2000s, and she like references Future Sex and Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake. And I think Melodrama, hot take, is a better record
You think
than
so?
Future Sex and Love Sounds, but I can see the inspiration. And I think Jack Antonoff and Lorde created a very similar sound to Timbaland and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, what are your thoughts on Gracie Abrams and that new song Us?
Okay.
What's all the hubbub?
I gotta be honest. It was okay. I wasn't. It wasn't like anything crazy. It sounds nice, but I'm not like, I don't hate it, but I'm not like, I think also because I've been listening to like Melodrama so much that like all that production on the Lorde songs are so good. And this song's like, it's not as produced, which is fine. It's a different vibe, but I feel like it doesn't tickle my pickle like the same. I will say though, there's another song, by Gracie Abrams that I thought sounded very Lorde coded, and I was vibing with that. I think it was like is it The Secret of Us or what is it called? Hold on.
I know that's a record.
I'm not.
Wait, Close to You sounds like Lorde.
Is that the one? Maybe it is. Maybe it's Close to You. Yeah.
Where it's like, pull the trigger on the gun.
Yeah. That's the one. I think her voice even sounds like a little Lorde-esque. It's weird. Like I feel like her music is it's like if Lorde and Taylor Swift had a baby, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Kind of blows my mind in that way. But yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the song Us? Same. Or?
I read the Vogue article, The Rise and Rise of Gracie Abrams.
It's a good article.
It's a really good article, and I love Gracie Abrams' look.
Same.
I love that she's a Nepo baby.
She is?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams.
Wait.
Speaking of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Star Wars?
Yeah, he's J.J. Abrams has done all of that.
Wait, hold on. I thought he also did my favorite show, but maybe I'm crazy. Did he do Fringe?
Did he?
I thought he created Fringe. But wait, he didn't create Star Wars.
No.
He directed?
He directed one of the newer Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Wars.
He did Cloverfield.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has a style to him.
Oh, yeah.
That
Speaking
cool
of
look.
2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitive 2010s.
I love it.
He did Lost, right?
Yes, he did. He did Lost. He did Alias. Felicity?
Oh. I've never seen Felicity, but I've heard good things.
Yeah. That's okay. What about... Oh, that's
his daughter.
Wow. I didn't know this.
Yeah. I mean, I like her look. I love her bob. Her cunty
I love her
bob.
bob as well. I agree. Yeah. I love her look.
Yeah.
So cute.
I mean, is that bad? But I'm like, I think she's
oh
really
my God.
pretty.
You know what you're giving me right
What?
now? You're giving me, oh my gosh. Who was it that was like Taylor Swift? Is it the gowns, the beautiful gowns?
Oh, Aretha Franklin?
Is it Aretha Franklin? Yeah. Nikki, you know how like she asked, she's like, oh, well, what do you think of Jennifer Hudson? What do you think? And they're like, oh yeah, great talent, beautiful voice. And then she gets to Taylor Swift. She's like, gowns, beautiful gowns.
I think Gracie Abrams is very attractive. I think she's pretty.
Yeah.
I do. I think the song with Taylor Swift is all right. I think in the Vogue article, and I've seen it circulating online, is the backstory of her and Taylor Swift forming this friendship.
That is cute to hear. I love this backstory.
And then like getting drunk and writing Us late at night, and then Taylor Swift almost catching her kitchen on fire because of a candle. It's cute.
Relatable.
I love a good, like we were talking about melodrama. I love this narrative of like Gracie Abrams, a young girl who kind of looks up to Taylor as a mentor and like has this really fun night where just creative juices and wine are flowing and they write Us. I love that.
That is a vibe. Yeah, I love the whole story around it.
Yeah, I love that. I love the article. I think for me, Gracie Abrams makes sense as an artist, and this album she did with Aaron Dessner, who works with Taylor Swift as well, from the best parts of the Tortured Poets department, in my opinion. Just circle back to like Antonoff, as well. But I think Aaron Dessner and Gracie Abrams make sense for the type of music she does, and it's not Taylor Swift. I can see why Taylor Swift would be like writing for her. But, you know, like they think Gracie Abrams, like you said, is very like low key.
Yeah.
Like I think she would be in like a Lilith Fair 2025 lineup if they reconfigure
I
Lilith
could
Fair.
see that. Some of her sound too reminds me of something, like maybe because it's a little simpler. It's like got that strummy guitar sound. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like I love Risk, which is the lead single.
Yeah.
It's very like Alanis Morissette, Hands Clean.
Yes. I knew it was reminding me of something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that. I like her low keyness. I like that it's not big and brash, and you know, I think that's a nice contrast. As much as I love Brat Summer, I love Gracie Abrams' like quiet softness.
Yeah. Quiet Girl Summer.
Yeah. I love the contrast, especially with like Taylor Swift's openers, you know, like the Sabrina Carpenter versus like a Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
I like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm curious, you know? But yeah, that one song just didn't really, I was like, whatever.
Before we go, can we please talk about Girl So Confusing remix?
Oh yeah.
Because we mentioned at the top that we're going to work it out on the remix.
Oh yeah, and then we never talk about it. That's so true. I'm glad you caught that.
Uncalled for. But yeah, Girl So Confusing remix has really like lit up my soul.
It's a really good song, and if I'm in the right mood, it might make me cry a little bit. You know? Yeah. You know, like Lorde's verse gets me, and the fact that she's like on it, or like the fact that like Charlie is like it's like they both have their insecurities and stuff, which I think is so relatable as a girl, and like I don't know, I think it just touches on like female friendships in a really special way, or just like the competitiveness that a lot of females feel, but it's also like, oh, we're on the same team.
I actually, you know, if I am also in the right mood, when Lorde goes, I still ride for you, Charlie, at the very end,
that's the part that gets me. I'm like,
brings a tear to my eye. But yeah, I think Lorde, well, the backstory seems so just raw, like real and authentic, and like it shouldn't work, but it totally works. That Charlie XCX, before the Brat record comes out, sends her a voice note talking about girl so confusing, and this is the response. It's to work it out on the remix.
I love that.
And I want to get your opinion too, because we're girls and we have a friendship.
We do.
But Lorde's verse, I think is the first time I've heard someone in a song articulate exactly how I'm feeling on the inside and why I act the way that I do. Because to be honest, like this whole past year, I've struggled a lot with like body image. So to hear Lorde say that,
it is very brave, and not in a cheesy way, but in an actual like,
not in a Hannah Horvath way, just in a way like
it's very raw
that anyone can feel this way, and you keep it inside.
And and I'm sure like obviously like celebrities are under even more pressures and in the spotlight a lot more. So I'm sure they deal with this stuff, but you don't hear, it's still very vulnerable. Like to put it in a song, something about putting feelings into like a song really hits different than just like someone in an interview being like, oh yeah, I struggle with body image. But because that song's going to be there forever.
Yeah. And I mean, so in the verse, she says, you always say, let's go out, but then I'd cancel last minute. I was so lost in my head and scared to be in your pictures. Because for the last couple years, I've been at war with my body. I tried to starve myself thinner, and then I gained all the weight back. I was trapped in the hatred, and your life seemed so awesome. I never thought for a second my voice was in your head. Which I've never heard that articulated before, about like I tried to starve myself thinner and then I gained all the weight back as like a reason to cancel plans. And I've also done that, but it's like a hard thing to like be so honest about. Like I've never been honest with a friend about that, let alone like on a remix.
Yeah. 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 True. I mean, I feel like you've told me some things. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes, but maybe not like reasons for everything. Or
we have a different relationship.
Yeah, we're not like, we don't like just work everything out just through song, but
no. And also like, like the friend that seems like the life of the party. Like I know I've been the Charlie and someone else has been the Lorde.
Yeah.
But I've also been the Lorde and been like, oh, these people like to take pictures. They like to go out and be seen. Well, what if when they see me, I don't look like the way they saw me before, or the way I see myself before?
Or you don't feel like yourself even. Like,
yeah.
Because you're at war with yourself, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that sometimes.
Crazy.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I've gotten this way, but I feel like, it's like I want to take more pictures or more like capture the moments, but it's like somehow I've gotten more uncomfortable with myself, or like it comes and goes, but like it's just like a weird thing, that I'd like to just get over.
Truly.
But you know what I mean? Like just like, oh, why it's easy to be, I think, at war with yourself sometimes.
And not even realize that there's another person on the other end, maybe being like, oh, why are they just like flaking on me all the time? Or why don't they want to do this? Like, why does she say, yes, let's go out, and then like cancel last minute? Or,
yeah,
I feel like to hear that call and response, because, it's like a classic thing in music to hear a call and response. But it's interesting to hear it in this way. Like, I know it can't like fix all womankind.
Yes, it can.
I feel like this is the first genuine step.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like that I've seen like those kind of like statements on the internet that are like, this is like healing. Yeah. Like,
what is it that's so healing about the Girl So Confusing remix?
Maybe it's just the honesty, just being like just so honest, you know, and vulnerable. And then like being like, oh, like, no, we're friends still. Cause you know what I mean? Like if you just hear Charlie's version without Lorde, it's kind of like she's like, yeah, you're being confusing, but also it's just confusing to be a girl. Like everything's confusing, you know, everything's embarrassing. But it makes so much sense. I think the song's even better with Lorde on it because of that it needs that response, you know?
Yeah.
To fill in the blanks. Because we get like now we have like two perspectives from two different girls, you know? So, you know, Charlie's also insecure, you know? She's like, I might hate you, like, or she, you know, she feels like this competition or something, you know? She's like, I don't know if you like me or hate, you know, so there's something.
Yeah.
I just think that's interesting. So they're both kind of being vulnerable and honest.
Yeah. And I think instead of, you know, not to like shit all over millennials for like the 10,000th time, because that's not.
That's our new podcast.
Yeah, that's not deserved.
No.
We're also fans of girls now, so.
Yeah. That'd be wrong.
Yeah. But I feel like this is the first time, like we've grown up with like the Bad Bloods, or even before that, like a Britney, Christina.
Yeah, a lot of beef,
a lot of women against women.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tides turned, and then it was like, we gotta be nice to all women and never say anything slightly bad or criticize or not like someone. And then I think Brat coming out and Charlie XCX exploring Girls So Confusing, and then hearing Lorde's response equally as open and honest, really, it just shines a light on the subject a lot more than just, it's not like a beef. It's not like,
no,
it's these at the end of Lorde's verse, it's like the pre-chorus where it says, people say we're alike, they say we got the same hair, it's you and me on the coin the industry loves to spend, and when we put this to bed the internet will go crazy. I'm glad I know how you feel because I ride for you, Charlie. Is, I think, such a great way of putting any confrontation to bed.
Yeah.
But also being able to say that to another friend.
Yeah.
Is very powerful.
Yes, I agree. And I think in the context of them being, you know, like singers and whatnot, being in this industry, just calling out the fact that it's like, yeah, they're just on the coin. Like the industry, they probably love to see like people pitted against each other. They do it all the time. And they did it with Britney and Christina. Like that, I don't know if they might have had their own little insecurities and beefs, but I think if we weren't so quick to pit women against other women, just as a society, it might not be like, I feel like things didn't have to be that way.
Yeah. And even like the bad blood thing, like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry made a lot of money out of dissing.
They
each
did.
other.
Well, that was something. Yeah, I think they did that on purpose.
And
yeah.
But also the like Charlie XCX. Like, have you ever seen that old interview from like 2014 where the interviewer calls her Lorde? And it's like, I'm a big fan of royals.
I have, yeah.
And I think, you know, like the thing about growing up and being compared to people.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that at the end of the day, kind of the conclusion to this remix is, yeah, we're alike. We got the same hair. That's a good thing. Like they were, you know, whatever we thought 10 years ago, whatever comparisons, whatever projections we've had, like it's kind of dope. We are alike.
Yeah.
And you know, the industry is, you know, they like you the next one day, they hate you the next, but
yeah, they're kind of
I
like,
still ride for you.
Yeah. I don't know. It warms my heart. Like,
yeah. It's just like a full circle.
It's a full circle. It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This song gets me in the feels.
I love it. Yeah.
I feel like it's the new, like, that No Doubt song, like, Just a Girl. I feel like this is like that in a way, but it's even more deep.
I think this song is way more deep than Just a Girl.
Yeah.
There's another girl.
Yeah.
There's two girls.
There's two girls. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it really speaks. It can go into that. Like, I feel like this is it's like a monumental song. This is historical.
It's the Mount Rushmore of female anthems.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this will definitely be like a part of that. Yeah.
Could you imagine speaking about like Gwen Stefani? Like, I'm just a girl. Could you imagine if instead of, okay, like how iconic would this be? Instead of Gwen Stefani writing Holla Back Girl about Courtney Love calling her a cheerleader, what if there was a Courtney Love, Gwen Stefani call and response, Girl So Confusing style?
Oh my gosh. Maybe this could be a new thing, like a new,
I want them to work it out on the remix.
Yes.
That's what we need.
We need more. I do think we need more of that.
More
working it out on the remix.
Less diss tracks.
Yeah. So, I'm like, wait, who's had a diss track lately?
Oh, Kendrick.
Oh, yeah,
this is the real beef.
Kendrick.
I think Kendrick Lamar, and then Drake does the call. It's Boy So Confusing.
Boy So Confusing. I want to hear them. Oh, that would be funny. I don't know if it would be as heartfelt. Like, I don't know if I could take it seriously.
I would love if Drake was like, honestly, you were right. I got a BBL.
I got a BBL.
I was insecure because I was wheelchair Jimmy. Wanted to be with the culture. So I developed an accent. And I got cornrows, boy.
Nikki. Oh my God, this is great.
People say we're alike because we both have songs. But you got a Nobel Peace Prize. And
Did he?
I'm a pop star.
Did he really?
Kendrick Lamar did.
He really did. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like to accomplish that, a Nobel Peace Prize. That's amazing.
A Nobel Prize.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a difference.
A Peace Prize.
He's a Nobel Prize winner, I believe.
I don't think I know what a Nobel Prize means. I thought it was only in the context of like bringing peace to a situation. Maybe for the Boy So Confusing, remix.
Okay, I was wrong. Well, not really. He won a Pulitzer Prize.
Oh, okay, that's still good.
Yeah, he won a Pulitzer Prize. Sorry.
Oh, but for Boy So Confusing, Nobel Peace Prize maybe. I think for Girl So Confusing, honestly, Charlie XCX should get one, and Lorde too.
Get a Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, for bringing peace to the world.
Prize.
and a Pulitzer Prize. All the prizes.
Yes. I would love that.
All the awards, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
well.
I'm trying to think what else. Well, Nick.
Yes, Brie.
I'm fully ready to just embrace Brat Girl Summer.
Me too. I mean, now that Lorde and Charlie XCX worked it out.
Yeah, all is right. I feel like the balance has been restored.
Mm-hmm.
I
think so.
Yeah. What do you think about Lorde following Chappell Roan? Like, a lot of people are freaking out about that.
Why are they freaking out?
I don't know. People seem to think that there's a collab coming, but I don't know if that... I feel like that's hopeful, but I don't know if that will happen. But that would be cool. But I don't know if it'll be... I don't know if anything can beat this right now.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlie XCX is going to have a high. Like, she's going to be riding a high for a while.
I think so.
Which I feel like rightfully she should,
Yeah, I feel like this is Charlie XCX's summer and Chappell Roan's summer as well. But I am excited for whatever Lorde's next record's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, she released a small snippet. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It was hardly anything. It was like do do do, and that was it.
No.
It was like so you cannot tell what's going on. So it was very much a tease, but
I love that Lorde follows Chapel Roan.
yeah,
And
I think that's cool. Yeah, I mean, if they do end up collabing at some point, it'd be interesting because they have very different sounds. But
they do. That's why I'm like, I can't really picture it. But
yeah,
I mean, not that I thought Charlie XCX and Lorde were ever gonna collab on a song. So
that's true. Yeah,
anything can happen.
anything can happen.
I did see Chapel Roan say she was inspired by Hannah Montana.
I love that. Is it the two? Is it like the double life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The double life of it all.
yeah. Develop a persona. We were talking about that on our last episode. Yeah.
I mean, Lana Del Rey, Hannah Montana, the blueprints. Lorde's Melodrama,
Yeah.
the blueprint.
All the blueprints.
Yeah. Or the pink print.
The pink print. Nicki Minaj. Her beef with well, does she still have beef?
With Cardi
With Cardi?
B.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to work
They
it
need
out
to-
on the remix.
That would be cool. Yeah, or Megan Thee Stallion too. Right, her and Nicki Minaj have
yes.
beef. They could have worked it out on the remix.
They could have. Honestly, would have been better.
Yeah. And maybe they still can. I think you can always bury beef.
I think so. There's always time.
Yeah.
I would love to see, like, with artists like Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion and a Cardi B, I'd love a First Wives Club, like, down the line.
Oh, like they're all working on the same like song or album or
Yeah.
something. Like they just team up.
They team up. Or they star in a remake of the First Wives Club.
or like an actual remake.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
I think
That'd be entertaining.
That's one
We
way to
might
work
need
it
that.
out.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
We could use a movie like that, like a feature film. I would go to the theaters to see that.
I mean, I think everyone should divorce their husbands and steal them their money for all they're worth.
Yeah.
And then walk off to You Don't Own Me with your homies.
Hell yeah. It could be like You Don't Owe Me Trap remix or something.
Mm-hmm.
I could like picture, like they could have their own like version of that song, and it like has elements of like, it's like a remix of like that part from the old song that's like You Don't Know Me, and it's like and then it's like there's like a beat. I don't know, I can picture it.
Like Not Tonight with like Missy Elliott and Lil Kim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would sound really good. Which we're pitching this idea to someone.
But thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, we will see you next week.
Bye. Late to the Party is hosted by Nikki Jensen and Brie Picconi. Our podcast is produced by Grace Dunbar and edited by Brie.
That's me. Thanks for listening. Make sure to rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next week. Bye.